Welcome back, and today we are playing out the Alpha Jet, and this is the variant that you will find at 9.0 now with the new battle rating changes, and this is the one in the Japanese tech tree, and it's probably the one that deserved to go up the most, but the plane is still very limited, and I very quickly just want to talk about one thing in specific, and it's the gun. And it doesn't really matter what build you are running, the build is basically always whack, and sometimes it doesn't really work. Sometimes it just one-taps people out of existence, just like right here. And then other times, you just get a game and you get basically nothing. And this is the main frustration that I had with the plane. I also unequipped the boosters, and it's not because it rolls too fast or it's too unstable. It's simply because it loses too much speed too quickly, and making the plane a little bit stiffer actually helps a little bit in maintaining that without having to finger fuck your keyboard every time you try to make a turn. The plane itself is okay, the acceleration is good, the maneuverability is pretty decent, the retention is kind of mid, and at low speed the plane feels incredibly awkward, but more of that in a little bit when I start dogfighting a G91 and a CL-13. You can really tell that at low speed this plane is not at home. That doesn't mean it's completely terrible at low speed, that it can't pull its own weight, but in Air RB it's all about having an aimable gun, good consistent damage, and some strengths that you can actually use against your enemy. And it has very good acceleration against subsonics, and it has pretty good maneuverability. The roll rate is of course the main thing to take away here. The survivability and the defensive capabilities are incredibly good, and the plane will do everything in its power for you to survive the game. But it does the same to the enemies, as it fights your entire being to keep your enemies alive. Against supersonics this thing is pretty helpless, you are slow and aiming is hard and the gun damage is inconsistent. Against subsonics however, which is probably why it moved up, it's pretty competitive, opposed to planes like the CL-13B and the Ariete, but that is an obvious exception. Dome the MiG-17, merge with the G91, and I'm going a lot quicker here, so we just go vertical, he can't follow this. And it's the R3, so I can be a little bit more aggressive at range, because 30 mils are harder to use. 50 cals have more range, higher velocity, are easy to spray, and if they hit the wrong component, they might just blow your shit smooth off, unlike the 27 Mauser. 50 cals might be more scary at long range and energy traps, but in a dogfight the 30 mils are going to be supreme, because even if they hit the very edge of your plane, it's still going to explode and probably blow your shit smooth off. Quick check around, no one here, latch onto a 6, throttle drop and drop the flaps. But with the flaps you can now not neck G anymore, so if you overlead you can't correct it. You can't correct with the rudder either, you are basically only pulling positive G to line up your gun. On top of this, the gun is mounted low and far back, making the parallax even worse, and when you finally do line it up, you probably don't hit what you're actually aiming at and you end up overpanning his wing. Coincidentally, this is the most notable with small planes, which are also the hardest to hit. Incredible. And then he flies straight. So what do? I try to draw an imaginary line through the gun in the cockpit and try to line it up somewhat with his flight path, because now if I misjudge the parallax, or the mounting point in general, instead of shooting low and missing, I'll just kind of underlead and hit slightly further back. I'm shooting to the top left, while rolled over and not zoomed in. I'm still only hitting the bottom wing root. And that still wouldn't be enough damage if it wasn't for my friend the mountain over here that he ever so slightly touches. Now you can diminish most of these issues by running 300 meters without vertical targeting, and if you're just trying to get a couple of kills or defend yourself, this is what I recommend. If you're trying to win games by killing the people that you cannot fight competitively late game, you need to be able to touch the supersonics that are flying around at Mach fuck. And with the main party piece, which is funnily enough the gun, you can actually do that because the ballistics are insane. It has an obscene amount of range, the accuracy is good, and so is the velocity. You can catch people off guard, and changing the convergence messes with my medium to long range, as again it changes the reticle. G91 R4 and the Swift are chasing me. The R4 will peel off after he's done roleplaying as the Su-30, as he spams AIM-9Bs from out of range at a plane that is actively flaring him, and because those missiles are only good for team killing, after he steals your crit, he now needs to RTB because he's never shot his guns before. I try to flare another Suckloss missile as I merge with the Swift and try to not get energy trapped as he is a lot faster. So I go up here, play for position, try to push him down a little bit. And he does the right thing here, other than running away of course. He spams his ailerons to kind of flap his wings so I can't line up this awkward machine. So I really recommend you to keep doing that before I take them off. And now we are gonna be going RTB. My aim was absolutely atrocious and I need new ammo. We take back off and there is an enemy among us. It's a SEAL 13 Mark 5A, but he is somewhere around this mountain range. I'm not entirely sure where he is exactly, but I only have one teammate left. It's the F3H, and the enemy has a MiG-21, an Su-7, a SEAL 13 Mark 5, a Venom, and I believe a Hunter Mark 6 with SRAMs, and there is the SEAL 13. Now the reason I showed you the takeoff here is because I'm actually going to be playing together with this F3H, a little bit in chat. And we are going to be communicating. Now he is out of fuel at this very moment. He's gliding back to base. I am asking him to turn a little bit so I can maybe help him out. Because I wasn't aware at the time that he was out of fuel. So I merge with him. It's a dogfight. I go up here, try to lose a little bit of speed and try to play for position. Because I know that if I get on the 6, it's going to be pretty annoying for him to get me off him. But he plays for energy. And we are gonna use the flaps. And the flaps are really good on this thing. They basically make you float, but it also makes it feel like a hot air balloon. And the neck G is an issue. As you can tell right here, I'm trying to line it up and I'm kind of bobbing the cursor up and down as this plane fights my entire being to get someone killed in this match. Whether it's me or the enemy, it doesn't care. But at 400 meters, perfectly still, I just get to shoot the engine and the plane explodes. And I'm not doing this stalling thing on purpose. I was trying to flip over quicker, but the plane just does not like being stalled. And you could really tell that the plane just doesn't want to nose over. I was stuck for a little bit. So be careful of that. If I miss that shot, I am basically toast. But the engines and the overall maneuverability make it so that you can get away with those things. Just make sure that you hit. CL is down, kill number 4, and there is the Su-7. And I thought that the Su-7 was busy ground pounding. I was looking for him on this side because I saw the little things disappear on the mini-map, or on the big map actually. But he saw me, he is fast enough, he comes head on, almost get lined up by him. But I turn around, thinking he is gonna try and fight me. Now I don't see anyone in the vicinity, so I can give chase a little bit. But I know that there is a hunter around and I know that he just took off again. Because, well, he got 3 kills, he went RTB, so he should be about a minute or so out. And it's a lot less than that. There he is. And now I'm going 800 with 2 guys above me. Both outrun me. But the Hunter F6, the SRAMs are really dangerous. And that's why I want this guy out of the lobby. Not for me, but for that F3H. I can just one flare it because the SRAMs are really flare hungry. And he is just completely reliant on it. And he doesn't know he actually has guns. So when I flare both his missiles, he overshoots. And I should be able to get on him relatively easily. Now he goes vertical here. I know the Su-7 is coming back. But I also know that he is decently far away. And I need to kill this guy if I want to win the game. I need to be aggressive. I get a hit. The guns don't do anything. Second hit sets him on fire. And now we go 500 in front of an Su-7. But look how slippery this thing is. There is no way he lines that up. He overshoots. Hunter F6 is dead. Make sure that he isn't swarming me. And here comes the F3H to clean up the kill. Absolutely perfect timing. The F3H, however, just jammed his guns. I'm not entirely sure how he did that with a singular kill. But at least the Su-7 is out of the match. And now the MiG-21 shows up. And it is a MiG-21S, I believe. So I'm going to try to go for a head-on here. I am pre-chaffing because I know he has R3Rs. No R3s. Go head-on, go over and try to slot him behind him. But then the Venom shows up. And I'm only going 500 and a Venom. Well, if I'm not in an energy advantage, I am basically cooked. So I tell the F3H to stick around to basically deter him from dogfighting me. And that's exactly what happens. We turn underneath him. He's gonna dive in here. I'm gonna go very low to the water, cut off his angle basically. And then I'm going to pitch into him and try to get onto his 6 to start on the energy trap. Because if they both fly away and I can build up a little bit of energy and the MiG-21 does not come back, this is actually pretty fightable, because I do just have a much more powerful engine. So after a little bit of running, I start reeling him in. I tell the F3H, you can go RTB now, the MiG-21 is RTB, and the Venom is a plane that I can easily deal with on my own, but I'd rather have the F3H there for the late game, in case the MiG-21 comes back and is actually a pretty competent player. Now here, I just stay behind him, I'm trying to get some altitude, and I'm just trying to play into him. He needs to do something, but he does a little bit too much. And because of that, he starts losing quite a bit of energy. So I do the same thing again, peel off, go vertical, try to sit behind him, and then we pull back in. And now we are going 1000, he's probably closer to 750 to 800, and he starts pulling even more to dodge my rounds. And now I can actually dogfight this guy. Now this is sketch, just pull out of the way, the roll rate is supreme, and I'm gonna keep this very tight, and you can tell that he just does not have the energy to compete with this vertical. So we drop the landing flaps, and we are just going to flip it right over. Now this time I'm going very slow with flaps, but I'm pulling into the right direction. As I said, it doesn't neck G with the flaps down, and that's why you don't want to stall level with the horizon with the flaps down. He's out of energy, we get a pretty easy shot, we line it up, we get a crit. Doesn't really do all too much, but it will kill his energy retention and also a little bit of a stun. So I'm actually going to cut throttle, try to sit behind him, drop the flaps again, and we are able to pull straight in. And yet again, at low speed, you can tell that this plane is very annoying to line up. We get another hit, we get another hit, and down goes the Venom. And now there is just a MiG-21S left, and I feel decently confident. The issue is that I only have 38 rounds left. And again, the plane is kind of annoying to line up. And if the MiG-21 plays energy, just goes vertical, or just keeps his speed in general, I might just run out of ammo trying to kill him. So I really need an opportune moment here to shoot. I'm not going to be spraying at range. I just want to lock this guy into a dogfight. We pre-chaff, we dive on him, he just took off. I'm going to tap fire in the head-on, just hopefully hit him, but we don't. We go vertical, hope that he follows, because he just took off. He is heavy on fuel, and because of that, I should be able to stick onto him relatively easily. And that's exactly what we do. First hit kind of unsettles him. Again, no damage. Luckily, the Israeli flags on his wings didn't protect him from the fuel fire. Down goes the MiG-21, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, if you don't care about this, don't worry about it. I just finished the video and I decided to take a look at the server replay to determine what kind of damage I did and just kind of confirm some things that I talked about in the video as well. So this guy chases the AV-8. I'm about to go head on with him from over there. And because he goes head on with me, I hit the length of the plane. And when you hit the length of the plane, the damage is pretty substantial. The 27 does a lot of damage when it actually fuses. The issue is the fusing part. So let's take a look at the guy that I hit 3 times and did no damage to. So here I come. I hit him. And it's a yellow wingtip. Incredible. I was expecting it to at least be orange or maybe red. But, you know, can't have it all. So let's speed it up a bit until he finally gets shot. I think it's 2 more loops. And then I pull down on him. Let's take a look at what we do here. Here it comes. Here it comes. Woo! Woo, it's nothing. Incredible. Another yellow wing root. So I go up to not overshoot. Just over the gun. And then he pulls straight. Let's take a look at the damage. It is still basically nothing. He really just skimmed that, didn't he? Here I come. Merges with me. Can the camera please not do that? Thank you very much. He goes vertical and he's going about 500. He can energy trap me here, but I'm pretty good at low speed. The issue again is just simply hitting. I flare there because I don't want to get team killed or shot by someone that I don't care or don't see. Look at that damage when you hit center mass and it actually explodes. It's pretty good. Then we shoot at another tick boy, the Hunter F6. First hit there. You can see that. Sorry, that's terrible timing on my end. But you saw it for a second. You shoot a big plane. You hit anywhere near the middle. And those wings are pretty thick, so even if you hit the wing tip, it might still actually fuse. And as I said, I do actually wonder if my speed measurement guess was correct. Again, flaring, because I don't want to get team kill. Because I said about 750 to 800, right? Can I please get my cursor back? Thank you. That's about right, I think. Dive on him. Go up, energy trap him. Oh, sorry, that's a bit too fast. He overshoots, so I overshoot. But I have so much energy that it doesn't really matter. I have this guy completely by the balls. He's going like 300. And that's a pretty easy shot. Yeah, again, naval plane. Built pretty sturdy. Thick wings. The shell actually fuses and completely cripples him. Now it did more damage than I expected. As I'm going to miss more of my shots in a second. Miss again. Yeah, that's... Here comes the MiG-21. I'm actually kind of curious what this does. Go ahead on. Flare and chaff the R3 in case I need to. He goes vertical. Look how much speed he loses. I think I'm going faster at this point. Yeah, I am going faster. That's incredible. So, he's gonna dodge the first... Or I'm just gonna miss the first shot, I should say. He's also strapped with bombs. I wasn't even aware. So, I hit him here. Not sure how this happens. But whatever. Okay. What does the second shot do? Ooh. Okay, that's okay, but again, it's only because I hit the fuel tank and it set it on fire. Now, the third shot here is definitely going to do him in because he's already completely crippled. And that's all I have for you today. If you are wondering, I'll put the result screen on the screen right here just so you can see how many hits I got. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.